Welcome to another episode of the KIPS Podcast. My name is Tyler Valencia. I'm the president of KIPS and Time to Train Fitness. With this episode, we're talking Reels with Instagram and with Facebook. Now, I almost did a programming episode, but I talk a lot about business items in this podcast, or even with tutorials that I do for YouTube, because I think it's an area that we're behind with in the health, wellness, fitness industry. These are very important items that I'm going to be talking about. I consider them important. So I know that some might not think social media is as important, but it's 2023 and the tools available to us have become easier, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to talk about. 2 items in terms of making reels, because you might be in that position where you're thinking about, it's just a lot of work. It's going to take a long time. The ones I see, how do I even do those? And so being able to hear and get some potential strategies is key. And yes, programming, exercise phys, mechanics, all important with our clients. But if we can't market ourselves and we're not growing our audience, how can we apply those? We're not going to have anybody to train. So we're going to be talking about getting started with Reels in this episode. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk a little bit about balance. Now, in the link in the description, you're going to find a link to the balance. What is that, you're going to ask? Well, if you've been thinking about going online, or you've been thinking about adding online to your existing, check out Balance. They're one of the on-demand, one of the websites where you can host your online workouts, create events, create promotions, and essentially add this to your existing business. Whether you are health coach, yoga instructor, personal trainer, adding this element. One of the great features is that you can list your online and live schedule. So you can essentially replace your website and have it here. So head to the link in the description and check out all the things, and if you can add them to your business. With this episode now, getting back to it, I kind of mentioned who's this for, and along to kind of expand it, it's for individuals that hopefully maybe have started, tried, or even wondered how people are making some of these reels, because you watch them and you're like, wow, that's super creative, or wow, how do they do that with audio? And it might be a lot easier than you think. So the 2 items I'm going to be talking about in this episode are making reels on Canva and then making reels with original audio. And the original audio is not what you think. Let's start with the first one, making reels on Canva. And I include this one because I've talked about Canva before. I've made tutorials on Canva, and Canva is essentially your graphic designer, I call it, because it can, in some capacity, replace a graphic designer on your team, and your team could just be you. And so I'm saying you could essentially add a graphic designer to your team with Canva, because they got templates, they have branding kits, they have all these different elements that help you create content. And the beauty of Canva is that they have templates, and they have the ability for you to add your video, add your colors, add your text, all that kind of stuff before exporting it to your phone and before putting it on your phone. So you could do a lot of the legwork on Canva to make it look professional, make it look good, so that you're not having to do it on your phone. If you have trouble with your phone, with trimming stuff, with color, with all the items that you see with some of the reels, you're like, I could never do any of that, kind of the trimming, that cutting, that takes so long. The editing process of it, do it in Canva. And the piece that I want to go back to is with the templates. If you scan through the templates on Canva, you're going to find a lot of great ones that you might think, I don't know if any of these fit. I do strength training. None of these are for strength training. You have to think outside the box. And you might find a template that has nothing to do with health or wellness or strength training, and that could be the one for you. It's along the same lines with creating reels in general. Not all reels are from your niche, from your area within the health and wellness industry. So with finding a template, you think outside the box, you input your content, and then you start editing it to how you feel. And that's one of the beauties of Canva is you can almost edit everything on there. You font type, colors, all the stuff that you want to edit it, trim it, export it, put it on your phone, and make it happen. So making reels on Canva is one of the ones I want to throw out there for you. If you don't know where to start, it could be a good starting point for all those reasons I mentioned. Editing, putting it in the format that you need, and making sure that it looks good before you get to your phone if you have trouble with those pieces. So there will be a link in the description for Canva. Check it out. Potentially sign up for a free account, or I personally use the pro account. I think it's very useful for any health, wellness, fitness professional out there. If you're in the market for adjustable dumbbells or at-home workout equipment, check out Core Home Fitness at the link in the description. From adjustable dumbbells, multi-function benches, and all-in-one options, they got it all. I personally have their adjustable dumbbells and the glute drive that also works as a bench, and would recommend them to anyone building their home gym or looking for easy adjustable options. The dumbbells, they easily adjust from 5 pounds to 50 pounds just by turning the handle and lock in for your safety. Grab yourself a pair and see for yourself how easy they can fit into your fitness program. If you've been a fan of this podcast, you know that before end of each episode, you're going to hear a promotion for the Naboso Duo insoles. I've been using them for probably a year and a half, and I personally think they're game changers. I think everybody should get them, try them out, see what you think. And personally, I've talked about how I used to have foot pain just from sitting at a desk and then trying to be active, trying to go work out, and not really being able to fully maximize it. So I always try to throw it out there for individuals to just try them out, see what you think, utilize them in your day-to-day, and hopefully improve your overall activity level. That's the key right there, activity level. So check them out. There's a link in the description for the Naboso insoles. They have a variety of them to check out, different accessories. Check them all out, see what you think, and hopefully come back and let us know that they've really helped out with your activity level. Let's get back to the episode. Getting to the next one here, making reels with original audio. Now, original audio, I'm trying to give a good example here. If you've scanned through reels and you hear one that you're like, how did they put that audio on there? That's not even their voice, or that's from a movie, or that's from a song. How do they put that audio on there? That might be original audio, and they essentially saved it to their phone and they input it on their own content. And so it's a very easy process for them. And this is a process that I utilize for my own social media that I've been seeing pretty solid success. I think in the last 30 days, I've increased my followers by, I think, 18. And it's just been with consistency. And this little trick I'm going to give you, it has really helped me with putting out consistent reels. So I like to watch reels. Sometimes I do it late at night to relax, and I'm skimming my phone. And let's say that I hear an audio clip that I like. I watch the content. Maybe I like the content, maybe I don't, but maybe I just like the audio. In the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to find whatever audio tag that is. And if you click on it, first, it's going to pull up all the other reels that utilize that same audio. It's going to say the artist that made it. And then you can also save it. There's in the top right, there's a bookmark button that you could save it to. And so fast forward to now you're ready to make a reel. You know what time length it is, or maybe you have a clip that you want to utilize for it. You could trim it, make sure that it's going to fit with the audio. And then you go into your saved audio and you apply that audio. Now, Instagram's going to tell you if your clip is too long, then you have to go back and trim it, do all those steps. But right there, you've made your own reel with that audio clip, and you've made your video clip much more entertaining. Right there, boom, easy peasy. All with steps that just from relaxing on Instagram, watching some reels, and you found an audio clip that you like, and now you're gonna use it yourself. So let me go back to now the process of, looking at these and the benefits of it with original audio. How I mentioned back when I said how you can find them. That is one of the beauties of it. Your reel will now show up in that tag for it. When that step where I mentioned how you click on the audio, it takes you to a page by the artist. It has the audio file there. You could save it, but you also see all the other accounts that use it. Yours is going to show up there. So how do you build your Instagram account? Organically. Boom, right there. You organically created a reel where it's going to show up with thousands of other reels, and yours is going to be in there. Somebody might watch it, somebody might like it, and all of a sudden it becomes trending. And now you have more followers. And you're starting to build your audience. And you can start to use this technique to hopefully more quickly, I'll say, make reels, but reels that are entertaining. Now, those are the two things I wanted to share in this episode in terms of hopefully strategies, tools to help individuals in that boat. Before we get to the end here, I do want to talk about reels in general with how to look at reels. And first thing I want to say is don't feel bad about watching reels and using it as honestly, it's research. It's business research. Don't feel bad about that. I have done it before. And when you think about it like that, and you get enjoyment out of it, yes, because there's funny reels out there. But if it's research for you, ultimately it's going to come back to help you. And I think that mindset of, okay, this is research. I like this audio. I want to save it. But you're also getting ideas of how people have used it and how potentially you can clip your video, how you can apply the audio and make more entertaining reels. That whole creative process right there that I'm outlining, it's a great outlook on social media. Don't think of it as negative. Yes, there's negative out there. Yes, there's things out there that you don't want to be associated with. But the process of being creative, growing your audience, it's all part of hopefully letting people see what you're about. I've done episodes about that before in the KIPS podcast, showing what's important to you, showing your audience things that you personally do, your hobbies, because those are things that then help the human element of social media so that people can see who you are, what you're about, and hopefully connect with you in a way that makes them want to take that next step, makes them want to do your online workouts, makes them want to reach out to you for a free session, whatever you're offering, whatever your service is. So take that approach with it. The last piece I want to mention is, and I talked about this before, creating content outside your niche. When you're scanning through reels on Instagram or Facebook, you're going to come across content that looks nothing like what you're selling, what your service is. But using this content, it's being creative. I think that's the roadblock I've seen with people. They'll go on social media and be like, none of this has to do with my business. I'm a yoga instructor. And none of these are yoga. None of these are wellness. These are all too intense or the music's wrong. Think outside the box. Think how you can apply this to content that potentially you already have on your phone. Does it fit? Does it make it more entertaining? Is your audience going to like it? Does it show your personality? Things along that nature. Okay, so that has been this quick little episode on getting started with Reels. Hopefully the two strategies I outlined can help you take those steps. Take those steps, build your audience, make more entertaining content, and hopefully get your audience to engage. You don't want your audience seeing the same sales post over and over and over. They're not going to engage. They're probably going to start muting it. They're going to unfollow. Or when you do have something important, they're probably not going to engage because you've already bombarded them with tons of posts about the sales. So create good content. Let people in. Let them see your personality. Thank you for listening to this episode in the KIPS podcast. Thank you, as always, for sharing it, being a listener, coming back for new episodes. Make sure to leave us a review on your favorite podcasting platform. And then lastly, if you can, leave us a comment on social media. Let us know what you think about this episode. But until the next one, I'll see you then.